the highest gas prices in all of North America. So belong the bragging rights to the city of Vancouver, where prices have routinely eclipsed $1.70 a litre. But instead of taking action to reduce prices and make BC more affordable like he promised, our premier has been missing in action. Too busy pointing fingers and blaming everybody else for a problem he's let grow out of control. In fact, his only action to date is to call for an examination into why gas prices in BC are so expensive. Earth to John Horgan, it's not rocket science. Number one, we have the highest taxes on the entire continent. Taxes you've hiked 4 times as premier since being elected. And number two, we have a shortage of refined product, forcing us to buy from American refiners that can set whatever price they want, taking us to the cleaners. But instead of lowering gas taxes, you're planning to raise them again. And instead of approving the Trans Mountain pipeline expansion that could help alleviate the shortage, you've done everything you can to run the project into the ground. What did you think was going to happen? That gas prices were going to miraculously go down? And what's your solution? Spend billions to build another refinery? How do you think that refinery would get its oil? It would need either a pipeline from Alberta or tankers down our coast, 2 proposals you've already come out against. It would also take years to build, during which time you've said you want to transition the province away from fossil fuels. How do you square that circle? Here's the thing. You can't hike taxes, oppose pipelines, and then cry when the price of gas skyrockets out of control. You can't have your cake and eat it too. So make a choice. Own the high gas prices as a necessary consequence of your environmental policy, or do something about it. Gas prices in BC are completely insane. Here in Victoria, prices are now up over $1.60 a litre, while in Vancouver, prices have risen as high as $1.79. And while our politicians try to point their fingers at everybody else, it's time they take a serious look in the mirror. For one thing, they tax BC drivers more than anywhere else in North America, including 52 cents a litre in Vancouver. And instead of offering drivers relief, on April 1st, they raise gas taxes again. But that's only part of the story. Equally important is the shortage of refined product here in BC, home to just one small refinery. But instead of supporting the Trans Mountain pipeline expansion that could help deliver more refined product to the region, this government has done everything in its power to derail it entirely, pissing off Alberta, instigating a mini constitutional crisis, and running the risk that new Premier Jason Kenney could turn off the taps altogether. It continues a trend of this government, pursuing ideological resolutions over straightforward, common sense results. A series of decisions that, instead of making BC more affordable like they promised, have made the province an even more expensive place to call home. It's past time the cost of living become a serious priority for this government, because it's hard to enjoy the beauty of BC when you can't afford to live here. Life in BC is about to get a whole lot more expensive. On April 1st, British Columbians will begin paying more each time they fill up their tanks, heat their homes, insure their cars, or turn on their lights. And it's all thanks to the government. ICBC rates are now going up 6.3%. BC Hydro rates are going up nearly 2%. And the BC carbon tax is being hiked 17%. It continues a trend in this province, where instead of making BC more affordable, the government is doing the exact opposite, raising taxes and hiking rates on what are basic life necessities for most individuals and families. Look, there's no denying this province is a beautiful place to call home. But at a certain point, it becomes hard to enjoy the beauty of BC when you can't afford to live here.